Hey there, beautiful soul. How are you feeling? Oh, yes. So, I wanted to share with you a little bit about nature and getting into nature and the benefits of being in nature from a mental, physical, emotional, and a spiritual perspective. You know, so many people are plugging into their phones, plugging into their laptops, plugging into their iPads, and getting downloads of data so they can read and listen and all of this stuff. The real download and the real upgrade takes place when you disconnect from technology. When you go out into nature and you take your shoes and your socks off and you walk barefooted on the earth, you get this incredible connection or reconnection. Now, it's possible to connect to the earth energetically without going into the woods and the forest and that sort of stuff. You can do it by sitting in your house whilst you're on the concrete. But there's something magical about totally disconnecting and getting out into the woods with the trees and the flowers and the fairies and the pixies, birds, the animals, and just walking barefoot on that earth. You connect. Mother Earth is magnetic. She draws toxicity from your system. She starts to replenish and revitalize your physical body with nutrition. When you go into the woods, into the forest, and all you can do is hear the birds tweeting, insects vibrating, the rustle of the leaves in the trees, your consciousness, it starts to plug in. You realize that you are an extension of the space, and the space, the environment, the trees, whatever it is an extension of you. There is no separation. And when you go into that stillness, it's like trillions of electromagnetic streams flow out from you and just plug into everything. It's like you put a plug in a plug socket in your home, you know, for your kettle or your laptop or whatever it is. When you're out in nature, you plug into the trees, to the ground, to the bushes, to the animals. You are so connected. And you start to upgrade. You start to download. You start to shift because you become present. And the energy, it's like an unstimulated energy. And when I say unstimulated, I mean unstimulated by the man-made frequencies, but totally stimulated by the natural harmonics of our world, of our environment, of our universe. There's no manipulation, there's no infiltration, it's just pure. And when you're in that space and you become still and you really tune into the silence, you can connect with that little voice inside of you, that softly spoken voice, which some people might refer to as your higher self. I don't like to use that terminology, higher self. Nothing's higher than you. You're it. You're the whole universe. The whole universe is pouring out from your soul, your stargate of the heart, into the space. You're magnificent, powerful, unnameable, unboxable, unless you decide that someone can stick a label on you and stick you in a box. But fuck that. You're an unfuckwithable being. You're a spiritual gangster, a sovereign soldier, a child of the stars here on earth, experiencing what it's like to be in this human vehicle, this human vessel, this human body. And it's beautiful. but you're powerful. And when you sink into nature and you connect with that inner voice, your inner self, your soul, that deeper element of your own consciousness, which is a cavern of mystery with unfathomable information, it all lies in here. And when you go into nature and you start to connect and disconnect, so you connect with nature and disconnect from everything external in terms of your local man-made environment, people, places, phones, gadget, information, that little soft voice, you can hear it much clearer. You can always hear it everywhere. And with practice, it just becomes like your best friend, because it will guide you everywhere, give you the best pieces of advice. But you gotta listen. And to listen takes a little bit of practice. Because you've also got that kind of ego voice too, which is a bit harsher, a bit more pushy, a bit more stubborn. And you've got to differentiate between the two. And to go into silence and disconnect gives you every opportunity. And that little voice will guide you left, right and center and help you expand into this world and live your dreams. Be a beacon of light. Expand your consciousness. Make great choices that uplift you and those around you. It takes discipline to get yourself out into nature. It takes discipline to go to the gym. It takes discipline to meditate. It takes discipline to do yoga and breathe deeply. It takes discipline to eat clean. But that discipline will ensure you live a life of no regrets. Once you start doing the things that you might find difficult, or you might not really want to do, or your mind tries to talk you out of, and you keep doing them and you keep doing them, they become second nature. And eventually going to the gym and meditating and going into nature and cutting off from the rest of the world, eating clean, staying healthy, doing the things that most other people don't, because they're engrossed in their technological world. You separate yourself from the rest in a positive way. You're always going to be connected. But in this kind of physical 3D world, you disconnect, you raise your vibration, and then you start to connect with other high vibrational beings. You start to gravitate to people that want to see you be successful. You gravitate to situations, places that are going to upgrade your soul. Wherever you walk around on this planet, you're always sharing information on a metaphysical level. You're exchanging light codes. When you go into nature, there's codes streaming into you from the trees and your environment. And you're also passing codes back to the trees. You're downloading into the ground, you're uploading from the ground, you're uploading to the stars and downloading from the stars. There's this exchange of data. It's like an incredible multi-dimensional highway. And everything's streaming and teeming through you and out from you. You're the focal point. Just like I am in my reality and everyone else is in their realities. We're downloading and uploading 24/7, 365. We just don't realize it, or most of us don't. When you go into nature and you start to tune into that little inner voice, and you go silence, silence, you can start to see the code in the empty space. Your pineal gland, your third eye, you start to tweak it, because there's not this external stimulus. It's free to see the truth and the beauty in the invisible field. Going into silence, into nature, stimulates and promotes and activates this. Going into nature is incredible. Spend time there every day. Hug the trees. I remember when I was in Mount Shasta about 18 months ago. And I was walking through the woods and there was this big, huge grandfather tree staring at me from 120 meters away. Massive thing. You know, I mean, I could have probably, it would have taken about 15 of me to wrap myself around it. It was huge. And I walked up to it and it was streaming data into me. I sat down in front of this tree with my back to it, took my shoes and socks off, plugged into the ground, and my consciousness melted into the tree, and then I just expanded through the forest. I was there for ages just downloading, and I became a part of this multi-dimensional highway, like my physical body, like it melted. You know, I went beyond it, into it, it kind of disappeared. I went multi-dimensional. This happens a lot. It will happen to you if you go into the silence and the stillness and you unplug. The truth will emerge. Healing will take place. It's incredible. I invite you to take yourself into nature today and make it a habit. Some habits you want to get rid of, but this is one of those habits you want to develop and customize. Customize your own experience in nature. I like to go into nature, take my shoes and socks off, walk around for a bit, find a beautiful tree, sit down, put my back against it, close my eyes and just drift and allow what wants to come to me to come to me. And then when I've had that experience, when the time's up, which could be 5 minutes or 30 minutes, I'll just be in the space until it's done. I like to do breath work. Different types of breath work. Deep breathing into my belly. Fire breathing. There's many different types of breathing. You start breathing like this for 10, 15 minutes whilst your feet are plugged into the ground and you're against a tree. Or maybe you want to stand. And you open your heart at the same time and you connect with everything in the environment. You start to download in the most incredible fashion. At the same time, you can plug into Mother Earth's grids and the frequencies from the stars. Pick a constellation. Ask whatever is for your greatest growth in this moment. Plug into the electromagnetic, the magnetic, the masculine, the feminine. Plug into nature. Start breathing. Open your heart. Oh my gosh. You start to become unfuckwithable, baby. Your vibration goes through the roof. You get so much clarity and focus. You heal, you cleanse. Beautiful. And then why not take your running shoes with you? Once you've been through this process, stick on your trainers, go for a run through the forest, breathe in deeply, connecting. For me, that's when the best ideas come. I'm running through nature. Nothing but the sounds of nature, the breath coming in and out of my body. The universe starts to give me the best ideas. The best. Because I'm silent, I'm present, I'm still. But the energy's moving, I've got that motion, I'm creating. And I'm drawing the magic into my soul. And out from my soul. Wherever you are on this planet, beautiful soul, go out into this world and hug your sisters and brothers. And remember the golden rule of hugging. Never, ever, ever be the first to let go. Love fiercely and ferociously. And I will see you again real soon. Remember to check out our website, starmagichealing.com. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul.